Hello, welcome to the Scottish Crannog Centre. My name is Rich Hiden. I am the Assistant-Director here at Scottish Crannog. The story of the Crannog Centre is that it opened as a visitors' attraction in 1997, interpreting the fascinating story of prehistoric Scottish loch dwellings called Crannogs. Since 2018, though, we've repositioned our organisation. We're now an accredited museum with all the responsibilities that such a status brings. That's a responsibility to look after the collection, the buildings, the landscapes, everything that falls under our guardianship, but also its responsibility to engage communities of the present and the future, and that responsibility as well to tell the stories of the people of our resourceful and ancestral Crannog dwellers. The story we tell is of national importance, and it's a centre pillar of Scottish history. It became apparent 4 years ago that our current site that we're on and the buildings are simply not fit for purpose to tell such a significant story. They also prevented us from growing in scale and operational output. Therefore, when we formulated plans for a new Scottish Crannog Centre, we aligned our new position with our newly revised aims, objectives and vision, and embedded these into the developmental plans along with practical considerations and improvements. This is because we aim not only to be a national museum, but also Scotland's first sustainable museum, truly sustainable. In June 2020, we were successful in our application for community asset transfer to buy a new site from Forestry Land Scotland. Our objectives were to secure the long-term future of our organisation, but also to ensure that we embrace the 4 key pillars of sustainability in everything that we do at our new centre. Many of you will know that we lost our Crannog reconstruction in a fire in June 2021. So as these plans have been fast-tracked and split into 2 phases in order to get us operational again with the new Crannog Iron Age village, phase 1 is the first part of that plan, and to deliver the rest of the development will happen over a second phase. So the 4 pillars of sustainability that I mentioned, they're quite simple in a way, but the first one is environmental sustainability. In order to encourage flourishing environments, we're going to embrace a nature-positive attitude. And these ideals that we have will help us to take active steps in ensuring that we belong with and care for our Perthshire landscape. In 2020, we employed a Green Initiatives placement. In 2022, we moved to paperless marketing, and later this year we will have completed the creation and implementation of a methodology for measuring and reducing our carbon output. Significantly, we have entered into partnership with Forestry Land Scotland to provide interpretation and sustainable management of Drummond Hill, which was Scotland's oldest managed woodland and actually sits directly next to our brand new site. Drummond Hill is also going to provide us with timber for our archaeological reconstructions, and the cleared land that is going to come from that will be used for hazel coppicing, but also green woodworking courses, craft fellowship trainee apprentices, easy for me to say, and a food forest which will be planted along permaculture principles and supply ingredients for our prehistoric food interpretation area as well as our cafe. We will also be implementing a circular economy model at our new site via the creation of a food forest, which we just mentioned, plus a start-up business pods for support of local micro businesses. The new site as well is going to initially have electric car charging points within the car park, but our long-term aim is to provide the electric shuttle vehicles to transport visitors from the nearest village to our rural site in order to discourage the use of cars. So that there is the more typical sustainability in terms of one side of it, but we are also looking at 3 more pillars. Social sustainability. So it's vital that the new Scottish Crannog Centre is a trusted partner that individuals and other organisations want to work alongside. We will be building upon the success of the past 3 years, whereby we generated over £1 million to help deliver meaningful community engagement projects and to implement sustainable working methods and practices. This is not just a positive story in its own right, rather we can evidence sustainability in a way that will help pave the future, support that we need. So we were able to provide these values when approaching the Scottish Government for their support with our development plans, and the Scottish Government have agreed to fund in over 2 years for the delivery of our first development phase, with the added vision that at the end of it we become a national museum. Other aspects of social sustainability include the co-production of projects and the co-curation of new exhibitions and events. Again, these concepts are built upon previous work where we've collaborated in the past with Glasgow Adult Mental Health during the pandemic to deliver a meaningful programme and meaningful being the key word, of online workshops. And in early 2020, we co-curated a new display of stones and stone tools with an Eritrean refugee. This year, we're co-curating a new Iron Age pottery display and a series of workshops with a group of women's and children's crisis support agencies. So the Scottish Crannog Centre is located in an area of high-cost housing, many in a second-hand ownership. So our new centre is also intended in phase 2 to have a small amount of low-cost social housing in order to increase the support and the community of volunteers, trainees and interns. The other side of sustainability we can talk about here is human sustainability. So what we're intending to do is we're intending to ensure that the people within our organisation are nurtured by creating a caring place of equality and equity. We want to give people the space to thrive and grow, only to have a diverse workforce. We can truly connect with diverse audiences. We've already begun to implement this ethos. We're now officially awarded Disability Confident Employer status this year, and our aim is to become a Disability Confident Leader by the end of this summer. We're also accredited with the Real Living Wage Scotland initiative, and we are committed to the Young Person's Guarantee framework earlier this year. We also have an Historic Environment Scotland Craft Fellowship trainees. You saw earlier Cameron, who was working with us, but we are actively supporting our staff through training in CPD matrices and study trips. Since 2019, our volunteer community has steadily grown and has nurtured both family and individual involvement. This year we'll be hosting over 20 under and postgraduate student placements, which is an incredible step up in terms of the numbers that we've seen in previous years. We are already an SQA trainee centre, employing 5 apprentices this year, and we're actually just stepped up now to employ 7 apprentices. And finally, the human sustainability that we're implementing here can be reflected within the governance of the organisation. The Scottish Crannog Centre operates a diverse leadership model which enables freedom of self and creativity. When we build the archaeological reconstructions at our site, they'll be expert-led, but they will be community-built. For example, the Bronze Age roundhouse construction will be supervised and directed by 2 ancient building archaeologists from University College Dublin, but the actual cooperative team that's going to be building it is a women's carpentry cooperative based out of Glasgow. So, another pillar that we can talk about is the economic sustainability. It's obviously an essential one for operational reasons. You have to be able to support yourself as you go through, but it also helps interlink all the other elements that we've just spoken about. If we can create a special place that people want to visit and support, then this will be reflected in financial vibrancy. We've aimed for this throughout the pandemic and the lockdown and the aftermath of our fire. In 2020, we operated at 56%, which was well above the 10 to 20% national average we saw across museums, and over 80% when we briefly opened during the pandemic. We rolled out programs of online workshops for vulnerable groups, as mentioned earlier, and we also trialled a nighttime economy and created an engaging nighttime event calendar. All of this helps to support that economic sustainability. So the first phase of our new development, built around these 4 pillars of sustainability, will be delivered by April 2023. And we'd be delighted to hear from anyone who would like to know more about this and our subsequent second phase of development. Thank you for listening.